Hey everyone, the day has come, Cubase 15 has just dropped, and in this video I'm going to show you not 5, not 10, but 25 new things you should know about it. And make sure you stick around until the end because I've saved some of the most exciting features for last. Let's get started. Feature number 1 is the new Melodic pattern editor. Let me show you how it looks, and what the Melodic pattern sequencer allows you to do is create melodies, bass lines, phrases. Let me show you. I've created one right here. Let's have a listen. The amazing thing about the Melodic pattern sequencer is that you can immediately set your key. So in this case, I've set my key to E harmonic minor, but just as easily I can set it to major or Aeolian natural minor. They're always in the context of the scale. There's the mono mode that actually plays monophonic melodies, but just as you see right here, I have it in poly mode, which means I can have more than one voices per step. You can immediately create variations. If you click on variation here, you will see that you can get different versions of this phrase. And if that wasn't enough, you can even have full randomization. So if I hit randomize, you will see I'm going to get a completely different melody every time. Especially if you're not a keyboard player, you're going to really appreciate this new feature because it allows you to create melodies super fast. But even if you are a keyboard player like I am, this always gives me, I find, a completely different approach to what I would do if I just played these notes on the keyboard, if I place my hands on the keyboard. You can also automate your synths and instruments with it. So for example, in this case, I'm using the Arturia Juno 6 synth, and what I'm doing here is I'm already automating the cutoff. And also the reverb send. You can imagine all these things. If you wanted to recreate them without using the Melodic pattern sequencer, it would take a lot of time, a lot of programming. This is so good. It's so creative. This, of course, is a very deep new feature, and I think it deserves its own video. So let me know in the comments down below which one of these new features that I'm going to show you today you want me to make a video about. But now I want to move on to feature number 2, which is something that got me really excited, and these are the new improved expression maps. And if you've been using sample libraries or if you're a film composer, you're gonna love this new feature. Let me show you. Here I've loaded an Iconica sections and players patch, and you will see that I've extracted the expression maps. So as you can see, we have our staccatos, our pizzicatos, our marcatos. Immediately, as you can see, we have a sound slots lane here, so we can always see at a glance what articulation is playing on our part. Now, let me go to the expression map setup, and you will see now this looks much cleaner. It has many more options. We have different groups. We can also have add-ons. But there is one thing that got me really excited. This is a huge deal because now we have attack compensation per articulation. And if you're a film composer, you know why I'm smiling right now. So let me show you an example. Let me show you the problem that exists. Listen to this cello. I'm going to play them with a click track. The one thing you will notice straight away is that the cellos lag a little bit behind the click. This is such a common problem with libraries, and to be honest with you, Iconica sections and players is quite tight. I know of other libraries that are very, very late when it comes to their spiccatos, their short articulations, but now you can solve this super easily. Normally, what we used to do is we would use delay compensation for the entire channel, but this means that this would affect every articulation that was played. It's not ideal. You need to do lots of workarounds. All I need to do is go to my spiccato articulation right here, and I can go to the attack compensation. And here I'm going to set it to, let's say, 45 milliseconds. Let's have a listen. And you can see how much tighter this is. This is incredible. But the best part is that this doesn't affect any other articulation. See? The attack compensation for my legatos, for example, is at 0. So this needs way more compensation when it comes to the attack. So let's go ahead and make it, I don't know, like 70 milliseconds. So now I've compensated differently for the legatos and in a different way for the spiccatos. This is such a huge time saver, and I think composers, you're gonna love this. I do expect that now all the serious library manufacturers are going to take advantage of these new expression maps. There's no excuse anymore. Please give us this, give us all the attack compensations, give us the expression maps straight away so that we can import them. I'm so excited about this. Let's move on to the next new feature, feature number 3, and this is the new stem separation, because now you can do AI stem separation from a stereo file right inside Cubase. Let me show you. This couldn't be any easier, really. All you need to do is select your stereo file, go to audio, separate stems, and now you will see that this dialog appears. So now we can separate vocals, drums, bass, and the other instruments. And I want to show you how quickly it does it. So I'm going to hit separate selected stems. I'm not going to edit the video. Check how quickly it's going to perform this stem separation. Let's go. And that's it, in just a few seconds. So as you can see, it separated the vocals, the drums, the bass, and the instruments.
A lifetime to begin, my way to start.
With all the delays, bass, synths. So this is going to be a very useful tool if you want to do remixing, if you want to sample something from a track, and if you want to do really speedy, fast stem separation. And before we move on to the next feature, I have some huge news for all of you that have already enrolled in my Cubase Masterclass, and also all of you that haven't. As of this week, my Cubase Masterclass is going to be updated for Cubase 15. This means brand new chapters covering the latest features are waiting for you right now. And the best part is, if you've already enrolled, you don't pay a cent for this. They're completely free. You can jump in today and start exploring Cubase 15 in depth. For everyone that missed it, to celebrate the Cubase 15 launch, I'm doing a flash 40% off sale starting now for my Cubase Masterclass. And as you know, since its launch back in June, there has been no discount for my Masterclass at all. My Cubase Masterclass isn't just another Cubase course, it's an over 18-hour Masterclass I spent a year crafting to turn you into a Cubase ninja. In this masterclass, I cover all the Cubase basics you need to know to get started. Deep audio and MIDI workflows, bulletproof recording, precision editing, and deep MIDI tricks for beatmakers, film composers, and pretty much every Cubase user. Pro-level audio editing, comping, time stretching, warping, Vari audio, audio extensions, advanced workflows, the Cubase Mix Console, plus Cubase's modulators, sampler track, chord pads, drum machine, and other creative weapons. Power user tricks for film scoring and full guides on how to run external synths and outboard gear like plugins, and now fully updated with new chapters covering Cubase 15. My goal is that you don't just know Cubase, you own it. Feel free to check out all the chapters to see what I'm covering, and thank you so much to each and one of you that decides to enroll. Now let's move on to feature number 4. And in feature number 4 we have new modulators. In Cubase 15 we have 6 new modulators. Let me show you. Let's actually add them right here. So if I go to my modulators, you will see that now this list is populated with more modulators. So we have the random modulator, we have the attack decay modulator, we have the morph LFO modulator, I really like this, we have the wavefold modulator, and we also have the crossfader and this sample and hold modulator. If you're a synth enthusiast or modular synth enthusiast, you're gonna love this. Now, of course, these are way too deep to go through all of them in a video like this, but I do have a new chapter on my Cubase Masterclass, so if you're interested, go check it out right there. Let me show you a couple of them. In this case, I have the new Morph LFO modulating our cutoff right here on Retrolog. And as you can see, what you can do here is you can morph between LFO1 and LFO2, and this can be completely different in terms of the waveform, but also in terms of the rate. So I can go from here to all the way to this fast sine wave. Let's listen. So this is pretty cool. Let me show you another modulator in this video, the wavefold LFO, and this is how it looks like. And you can see that this modulates in this very specific special way in a wavefold manner. But if you want a practical use for this, this is great for creating this kind of vowel morphing sounds. Let's try it out. It's a lot of fun. Let's move to number 5, and in number 5 we have the new hub redesign in Cubase. And here we go. This is the new hub, and as you can see, it has received a new facelift. In my opinion, it's way more functional right now. It's way easier to use. To begin with, we can see our projects, tutorials. Sometimes you might find some of my videos right there. But one of the most important things is that now the hub actually gets Cubase ready for you when it comes to your audio driver and audio interface outputs. So for example, right here I can select the audio driver straight away, but I can also select the output. So I can select my outputs right here. They're going to be connected to my control room straight away. This is very useful, especially for people like me, that I have many different audio interfaces. I go and work in other studios. So when I reconnect my laptop and Cubase might be looking for the previous audio interface, in this case, I can immediately go here and say, okay, you know what? I want to use the universal audio and these are my outputs. Please configure it straight away. The other great thing that you can do is that now we have these beautiful segments. So we have our templates right here, and you can have your user templates, you can have the factory templates, and you can have filters for all of this. So if you don't want to see, for example, the factory templates because you never use them, you can just filter them and just see the user templates. You can also see the recent files right here, which is very useful, but you can also have the hub scan specific locations inside your system and show you the projects that are contained in these folders. So for me, this is very useful because I have folders that I have mastering projects. I have folders that I have mixing projects, production projects, film composing projects. So this means that I can go here and find all my projects, and I can even type a project. For example, I can say I want to find a project about OmniVocal. I can just type it here and boom, I can find it straight away. You will notice that there are these play project preview buttons that appear right here. So what are those? Now listen to this scenario. You have created a new Cubase project and you have to do something else. You quickly name it, and then you go back to Cubase after a couple of weeks, and then you don't remember what this project was all about. So in order to actually see what this was all about, you have to open the project, and then it might be that this was not the project that you wanted to open. Well, Preview solved this. So if I want to check what this project is all about, I can hit the preview button here. And I can immediately listen to a preview of this project. This is such a small but so important new feature that is going to help you immediately see what each project contains. If you want to create a preview, all you need to do is go project, go to project preview, hit create, and then Cubase will create a preview for you. What I've done is I have set it to create a preview when I'm closing the project. So every time I save a project and I close it, Cubase will just create a preview. Nice. In number 6, we have UltraShaper. It's a new plugin and it already brings a smile to my face because it's an amazing new compressor, but it's not just a compressor, it's so much more. This allows you to do so many things, and in my opinion, it's a miracle of a plugin. I won't have time to show you everything that it does here in this video, but I am definitely going to make a video about UltraShaper in the future because I think it's one of those plugins that it's so good. So this is UltraShaper. This is how it looks like. You can also expand it and bring up more controls, but one of the things that you need to know about UltraShaper is that it's a compressor that allows you to do auto gain. And when I'm talking about auto gain, I don't talk about the auto gain that you would expect by all the YouTube videos. Okay, you know, this is going to auto level. It's not an auto leveler, it's an auto gain, which means it does something way more important. it actually allows you to just listen to the compression without any change in volume. So most compressors, if you turn down the threshold, they will bring down the volume. If you bring up the ratio, they will bring down the volume. Not with the UltraShaper. UltraShaper allows you to really tweak your sound by listening to what the compression does. I want to play one example for you in this video. Listen to this drum loop. Listen to how much more punch it acquires and how much more depth, perceived loudness, and check out the meters. And this is very indicative of what UltraShaper can do. First, without it. If you look at the meters, you won't believe it, but listen to the punch. If you want to immediately have an idea of what it can do, I would encourage you to go check out the presets, because I was also invited to create presets for UltraShaper, and you will be able to find my presets in there. So go check them out, check all the presets, and you will be able to see straight away in a few minutes what this plugin can do for you. Now, I'm going to move on to number 7, because that's another plugin, and it's also a plugin that I've created presets for, and this is the pitch shifter. This is how the plugin looks like, and you will see that all the controls that you would expect from a pitch shifter are there, but there's so much more. So we can change the pitch, we can change the format, we can preserve the format, we can add drive though with tube, distortion, and tape saturation. Great for creating doubler effects. Let's have a listen. This is a vocal, and I'm going to use my fifths apart preset so that you can see what it can do.
5 more seconds till the beat drops. 5 more seconds till the beat drops and my heart stops.
So as you can see, you can create harmonies, you can create really interesting modern vocal effects. Let me show you a more extreme example. I'm gonna try the lower octave support preset.
5 more seconds till the beat drops and my heart stops.
So there you go, pitch shifter, it can do so much more than pitch shifting. In number 8, we have new song starter packs. In order to find them, you go to Media Bay, you go to Loops and Samples, and the new ones, let me show you where they are. They are the Cinematic Odyssey, we have the Future Trap, Grid and Grime, Laid Back House, and the Main Room Melodic House. And these sound really nice. Check them out. They're a great source of inspiration. In number 9, we have more new content, new drum machine presets this time. These you can find in the Media Bay as well. So there we go, Drum Machine Volume 2. You can just select any of the presets and you can audition them with a pattern. And these don't only contain the sounds, they also contain patterns. So you're good to go if you want to get started creating a track. In number 10, we have new chord pad presets. Let me show you. I'm going to bring up my chord pads. And as you can see, I've loaded a preset from the new presets. You can actually load all your presets right here. There's a huge number of presets now. In number 11, we have the new Agent SE6. And if you know me, I love Agent. And this is a huge improvement. As you can see, many things have changed. Now we have a nice mixer here at the bottom. But one of the most important things in this update for me is the fact that now I can go to the player, I can select any one of these grooves, and I can turn them into a pattern. So if I click here, you will see that now this gets transformed into pattern mode, which means that now I can build a groove exactly like I would build it in the Cubase pattern sequencer. And when I'm ready, I can just drag it and drop it as a MIDI file into Cubase. There are many new changes in the Agent SE6, but again, this would require a whole video because it's a very deep instrument. I'm going to move on to number 12 now, because in number 12 we have again a new instrument, and this is the Writing Room Sims. Now, this is an instrument that works in Halion Sonic 7, and it has tons of sounds. They sample really cool vintage Sims, and all the sounds are inspired by big producers and big production studios. And of course, they sound great. In number 13, we have automation enhancements. And this is something that is so useful, what I'm about to show you. Let's say I want to automate my UltraShaper plugin here. I'm going to enable write automation, and I'm going to click on the threshold parameter. Now you will immediately see that the last parameter I touched goes right here at the top, which is amazing because this is exactly what you want. You want to see the latest parameter that you controlled to appear at the top. The same goes with any other parameter I touch. If I click on the ratio is going to be at the top. If I click on my hard soft knee, this will appear at the top. You can also find the latest parameters that you automated in the automation list. So if I go here, I can bring up the drop down. You will see that all the parameters that I clicked recently are right there at the top. So I don't have to go and scramble to find all the different parameters if I want to automate them. Everything that I'm working on is going to be right here, ready to go. I'm so happy about this. I needed this in my life, as I needed the next feature in number 14, which is the hot swap samples in this sample track. And this is one of those features that I know is going to make many people happy, because I know that many of you commented on old videos that I've made about the sampler track, and you've also asked for this feature, and it's here. I'm very happy about this. I wanted it as well. Let's say I have this example. Previously, if you wanted to try different samples with the same settings and the same effects, you would have to create a new sampler track every time, and you would have to replicate all the settings. Not anymore. Now all you need to do is you need to go here and press this hot swap preview sample, and now whatever sample you have selected in your media bay, that's the one that you're going to preview. So let's select this one or this one. So just like this, I can browse through a library of sounds and I can have the same exact settings. When I'm happy with the result, I can click on apply hot swap, and now I've selected the new sample. I love this. I needed this. Let's move on to number 15. And in number 15, we have something again that I know is going to make many of you, including myself, very happy. And this is the fact that now we can scale all the effects plugins in Cubase. Let me show you an example. Right here I have UltraShaper, but this works with every audio plugin these days. So if I wanted to make this bigger, all I need to do is I can go here, and now you will find a new menu entry, user interface scaling. I can make this, let's say, 62% larger, and now you will see this scales beautifully. And this applies to every audio plugin in Cubase. So if you want to make your plugins bigger or smaller, rejoice, this is now here. I'm very happy about it. I'm gonna stay with the interface, and in number 16 we have full screen mode support on macOS. I have been talking to a friend of mine recently, and he told me that he really wants to have this in Cubase. I was never too fussed about it, but it's now here. So let me show you. If you go and maximize your Cubase window, now this will become full screen in all its glory. And you know what? I'm gonna keep it like this for the rest of the video, and I'm going to go to number 17. And this, again, I know it's going to make many people happy, and this is the fact that now we can have volume and panning as track controls. And I know that many of you have been asking this. Some of you have got in touch with me directly in person, and you have been asking me about this feature. And yes, now it's here. So now you can have your volume and your panning on your track control. So even if you don't have your inspector active, you can still see your volume and panning, and you can control them straight away. This was not something on the top of my list, but I welcome it. It's really nice, and I know it's going to make many of you happy. Let's move on to number 18, and in number 18 we have something that I am very interested and very excited about, and this is the meter fallback time in preferences can now be set up to 80 dBs per second. And if you know me, if you've watched my video, this is one of the settings that I changed immediately in Cubase. Let me show you where you can find it. I'm going to go Cubase, I'm going to go settings, and we're going to go to metering, and you will see that now the meters fallback can go up to 80 dBs. Previously, the highest was 40 dBs per second, and that's what I was using all the time. It makes the meters quite faster. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it at 80 dBs per second. I'm going to play with it and see how it feels, because now it's very, very fast. It's very snappy. It's really impressive. Maybe I'm going to keep it around 60. I'm going to have to see, but I'm so happy that this little feature is there now. Small things, but so good. In number 19, we have another small but very cool feature, and this is the quick audio export. And where do you find this? It's right here at the top right corner, quick audio export. And what this does, imagine this scenario: you've created a track and you want to do a very quick export. Well, previously you would have to go to export audio mix down, and then you would have to select a bunch of settings, you would have to set up your locators. Well, with a quick audio export, you don't even need to set up your locators. Cubase will scan your project, we'll see where there are events, and it's going to export your entire project. And this works brilliantly, which means when you're working on a project, you want to go out of the studio and listen to it on your earbuds, you click quick audio export, and then Cubase exports a WAV file or an MP3 for you, and you don't have to do any settings. It's fast and it's effective. I really like this. I'm going to be using it loads from now on. Moving on to number 20, now we have consolidation for our preferences and the settings. So for example, on macOS, if you now go to the Cubase menu here, where it says Cubase, you can see that we have our settings window, like I showed you before. We also have our audio settings and our key commands all in one place. So see, this is our audio settings, and of course I can also have the key commands. It's really nice that now they're all in the same place, much easier to find, and on Windows these will be under the edit menu. Nice little touch. In number 21 we have the new VST plugin manager. Let's bring it up, Studio VST plugin manager, and this has been improved in many different ways, but the one feature that I want to show you that I really like is the fact that now we can now have the VST plugin manager show us only the plugins that are being used in this specific project. So I can go here and say show plugins used in active project. I click on this, and now I can see only the plugins that I use in this project. This is great for troubleshooting. It's great so that I can see how many instances I have for a single plugin in a project. And there are many other things that you can do with the VST plugin manager. Maybe that's a topic for another video. I'm going to move on though to number 22, and this is control chain support extensions. Now this is a deeper feature. This is part of Cubase preparing for full MIDI 2.0 support, so your setup is ready for the next generation of instruments and controllers. In number 23, we have pinch to zoom gesture support on macOS. And in order to show you this, I have my magic trackpad right here. And now you will see that if I pinch, I can zoom in and out in Cubase really nice, really smoothly. It's really fluid. I love it. And this makes Cubase feel even more like a native macOS app. Now it's time for number 24, and I told you I'm going to keep some of the best features for last, and this is the OmniVocal beta. Now this was a big surprise for me. I never expected something like this. OmniVocal is a vocal synthesis plugin designed by Yamaha that allows you to play notes on your MIDI keyboard, record them, and then you can type lyrics and create full vocal parts. It's really impressive, and like I said, it's still in beta, but quite honestly, I've been using it for quite a while and it's just amazing, and I can only imagine what comes next. This is exclusively available for Cubase, so you can't use it in any other DAW right now. Let me show you an example. As you can see, I've recorded some notes here in the key editor, and let's have a listen.
This time I wanna let you go. This time I'm gonna let you fly away.
So very quickly, we have two different singers. We have male and female. We have dynamic singing or straight singing. And then we have many different options. Power gives you more of a chesty voice. And then we have vibrato, of course, all these things. Again, this is a very deep plugin and I show you how to use it in my Cubase Masterclass. So check the chapter out if you're enrolled so that you can see how you can use this plugin. But very quickly, after you record your notes, then you can select each one of these notes and then you can type text here. So as you can see, this
time I wanna let you
go, you know, so I just have to type go here and this is it. And bear in mind, this is not a plugin that has to render something on the cloud. This is vocal synthesis and I'm very excited about this because I've been into vocal synthesis for several years now and I think that it deserves more credit than it receives. And if you think that this is still in beta phase, you can imagine what's coming up. Last but not least, on number 25, we have support for DAW Project for Cubase Elements, AI, and LE, which means that whatever version of Cubase you're using, if you want to use the DAW Project format to collaborate with people that use other DAWs, you can do this. So there you go, my friends. These are 25 new things you should know about Cubase 15. Let me know in the comments down below which feature you're most excited about. Don't forget to jump into my masterclass to explore the new features in depth if you're already enrolled, and I will see you in the next video. Time to play with Cubase 15. Bye-bye.